Trade truth for tale and coin for clout. Ale in your hand, fire at your back. You won't believe what I've seen, but you'll want to. I've danced on ropes, crossed canyon teeth, stolen sips from a dragon's mead, sunk a ship for a lover's bet, and woke in jail with a noble's pet. I've wooed a queen with a filthy tune, taught trolls to waltz by the light of the moon, and once, just once, I died in style. But let's save that tale for a longer mile. There's blood in the swamp where goblins breed, and a staff in a cave that sings when it feeds. A village screamed as shadows fell, but don't you worry, I live to tell. Gather round, let the ale flow free, a tale for you and a coin for me. From flame-slick skies to demon halls, I've danced with death and laughed through brawls. So raise your glass and lend your ear. The night is young and the bard is here. I've seen the vines that glow like fire, heard grotto whispers of dark desire, dodged traps in caves where the air stood still, and rolled the bones with fate to thrill. Led a mob to the demon gate with a sword too bent and a heart too late. Saved a princess once or twice, though save depends on your sense of vice. There's gold in lies and steel in songs, and truth gets lost where the tale belongs. But every word I swear is true, or true enough to carry you through. Gather round, let the ale flow free, a tale for you and a coin for me. From flame-slick skies to demon halls, I've danced with death and laughed through brawls. So raise your glass and lend your ear. The night is young and the bard is here. Tankard dry, you might just ask, was any of it real? To which I'll smile and order another round.
Twitching, no plan, no class, they were 50 strong. I was one hungover, but I had fate, and a shovel from a car pusher. Bends were burning, spears took flight. One goblin screamed, not again tonight. Too late, I fit the stew pot wide, set fire to the soup in their sense of pride. Who lit the camp? You did! Who stole the gold? You did! Who headbutted their war chief dead? Twice. And then I sang instead. Goblin camp massacre. One bar, no backup, just anger and blur. They ran, they burned, they cried in green, till I wiped that camp stone clean. Goblin camp massacre. Tell the tale of the drinks occur. No army, no squad, no shield, no plan, just boots, a spoon, and a drunken man. They threw a net, I used it back. Trapped 3 goblins in their snack sack. Their witch duck screamed. By Grook's own teeth I winked and stole his bone motif. One ran off with a squeal and a shriek, said I was cursed and my rhymes were bleak. I left no tent, no goblin breathing, just smoke, regret, and a song worth heeding. One man, no fear, goblin blood, and lots of beer. Goblin camp massacre. No spell, no sword, just amateur. They screamed, they slipped, they called me curse, and I left them all in a rhyming hearse. Goblin camp massacre. Now buy me drinks enchanted, slurred, one bard, one camp, one flame, one stand, the dumbest hero in the land. yes, I survived. I emerged covered in stew glory and one goblin sock. And to this day, the swamp fears rhymes.
You ever felt a cave breathe? Felt the moss whisper secrets in rhyme? No, then you've never earned what waits in the dark.
Steps on stone, echo in bloom, walls alive with a fungal perfume, glowing vines like serpent veins, dancing slow through mineral chains. A grotto wide water glass, still trickling tears down the cold cave's will. But hush now, one wrong tone and the vines will learn your bones. Pressure plates, floor carved tight, saw my breath in the moss's light. I ducked, I rolled, I guessed and prayed that staff was real and I'm rarely swayed. In the grotto of the glowing vines, where traps sing songs and treasure shines, I danced through death with a grin and line, and claimed the staff the stars designed. Roots reached up like hands unmet, whispers hissed, you're not there yet. One misstep and spears like breath, but I skipped like lies through love and death. I leapt the ledge, I swam the stone, got lost twice for I found that throne. And there it sat in a cradle of fire, a staff so slick it hummed desire. Blade swung past where my head once was, a pressure pulse in the vine's applause. Magic don't favor the wise or strong, just the bard who cheats and plays along. In the grotto of the glowing vines, where traps sing songs and treasure shines, I danced through death with a grin and line, and claimed the staff the stars designed. I left the cave with the staff in hand, glowing bright like a one-night stand. And though the vines still slither near, they know the name I carved in fear.
Now, this one's about the time I got politely exiled from 7 kingdoms. In one night, 10 tankards lined like soldiers true. I downed the first, then kissed a shrew. Second went down with a bardic shout. Third I blacked in and maybe out. Fourth I wagered on a gnome's bold tale. Fifth I spilled in a cleric's mail. Sixth was fire, seventh was smoke. Eighth I drank and started to choke. By 9 the floor was less than straight. 10 I proposed to someone's plate. Tavern of 10 tankards wide, where rules go soft and fists collide. Raise your glass and brace your spine. You drink with me, you same time. Tankard 1 for fights well thrown. Tankard 2 for debts I own. Tankard 3 for tales half true. Tankards 4 through 10, that's between me and the brew. Let's go! Tavern of 10 tankards wide, where legends fall and fools abide. Toast your past, your lies, your fate, and wake up in another state. If they toss me out, just know this fact: I'll write a song and I'll come back.
Did I mention I got knighted during this one? No? That's because it got reversed the next day.
I climbed the peak neath molten haze, with snow like ash and skies ablaze. The villagers begged, the nobles fled, so I shrugged and said, I'll go instead. Armor not just my lucky coat, a broken flute and a dragon quote. He roared, I bowed, I cracked my neck, then ran up high to earn my check. His eyes like suns, his wings like war. I saw my death, then charged for more. Fire in the sky and death on wings, I stood alone as the heavens sing. Steel met flame, I met fate, with nothing but guts to navigate. Flames behind and clouds ahead, I fought the sky and left it red. He swept the cliff, I took the leap, rolled mid-air and lost some sleep. My flute got melted, my boots got burned, my eyebrows fled and never returned. But then I struck with a makeshift blade, carved from a tavern sign I'd saved, right in the throat through molten scale, and down he crashed into a legend's tale. I bled on snow, I screamed at fate, the sky turned black, I stood up straight. His bones are peaks, now his flame is done. The song remains, but I still ain't got funds. Fire in the sky and death on wings, I stood alone as the heavens sing. Steel met flame, I met fate, with nothing but guts to navigate. Flames behind and clouds ahead, I fought the sky and left it red. When you see a crimson streak across the dusk with burning beak, just raise a glass and toast my lie, the bard who fought fire in the sky. I didn't mean to save the queen, I was chasing a goat. The goat had stolen my pants. I crested the hill, pants half on, saw horses scream and guards all gone. The crown's own coach was under attack, and all I had was a loot and snack. 3 beasts snarled with heads of fire, one night sobbing in a bush of briar. I didn't plan to charge that way, but I tripped, rolled in, and stole the day. Swung my loot like a mace of fate, cracked a skull and dodged too late. Carriage of the crown under sky so red, beasts were near and hope had fled. One bard stood when knights were down, and somehow wore the hero's crown. I never planned to join the fray, but I saved a queen and got free pay. Me brave, I said just clumsy. White blood and goblin bits off my onesie. They asked my name, I coughed a lie, then posed with corpses for passerby. Got knighted fast, was fed for weeks. They wrote a ballad on my winning cheeks. But truth be told, between us two, I really was chasing goat fondue. I stood between the beast and throne. I fell there, but still alone. The guards all fled, the prince went pale, so I got rich from a stupid tale. Carriage of the crown under sky so red,
saved a queen and got free pay. Was it fate? Was it skill? Was it gravity and a cursed cheese wheel? Either way, they still sing my name. I just don't correct them. Was it fate? Was it skill? Was it gravity and a cursed cheese wheel? Either way, they still sing my name. I just don't correct them.
They said flee. I said, do you have soup? They did, so I stayed. Also, monster!
Turned black, the fields went still. No songbird sang, no wind on hill. The crops were gone, the guards all fled, but I had soup and wasn't dead. A child wept with shovel tight. The blacksmith cried he'd never fight. So I stood tall and lied quite well. You've got this, folks, now raise some hell. The gates were wood, the tools were bent, but every soul knew what I meant. In the village of screams where no one stood, I lit the flame and said you could. We fought with pans and boots and brooms and sang war songs through certain doom. I made a wall with fear and lies, and we held fast till morning skies. They came like smoke with teeth like steel. I threw a bench and kicked a wheel. The innkeeper roared, the tailor snapped, the baker smacked one with a flapjack trap. We fought like fools but fought as one, a drunken mess beneath no sun. But somehow, gods, I still don't know, the monster's broke and we dealt the blow. They came for blood, they left in shame. We had no skill but can't no blame. In the village of screams where no one stood, I lit the flame and said you could. We fought with pans and boots and brooms and sang war songs through certain doom. I made a wall with fear and lies, and we held fast till morning skies. Now they say I led with fire and steel, but I just told them what they needed to feel. Sometimes the best sword is just a spoon, and a bard who won't shut up before noon. 10,000 screams from a mountain throat. Flames rolled down in a funeral coat. The skies were ash, the moon was cracked. So I strapped on boots and led the pack. No banners flown, no generals paid. Just rage spoon swords and debts not paid. The gate ahead was carved from sin, but I kicked the door and shouted I'm in. We were thieves, drunks, and stable hands, but I made a march like forged war bands. March on the demon lord's gate with thunder in right beneath. One man caught fire just from looking. Another fought with soup still cooking. But still we screamed and clashed through bone, made death regret we'd ever shown. And at the gate I raised my cup and yelled, I still ain't paid enough. We broke their lines, we burned their throne, we ate despair and brought it home. March on the demon lord's gate with thundering hearts and a cursed fate. No gods, no plan, no prayers remain, just steel and song and stubborn pain. We charge the dark with rusted blades, and legends bled in fire shade. Some say we failed, some say I lied, but every tale has truth inside, and me, I've still got his crown somewhere. They laughed when I sang in alleys for bread, when I juggled lies to keep warm, when I rhymed my way out of a noose, so I made a vow. I never wore gold or swung steel true, wasn't the son of anyone you knew. No ancient scroll, no hero's fate, just dirty boots and a twist of hate. They closed their gates, I sang outside, they mocked my clothes, I sang with pride. And every night I made this vow, if they won't crown me, I'll write it down. This is my oath, this is my flame, to etch my voice in time's own name. For every fool who never bowed, I'll sing so loud they hear me now. No knight, no mage, no chosen one, but still I rise and still I run. I saw great kings forget their kin, and cowards praised for bloodless wins. I watched the brave fall off the page, while liars danced upon the stage. So I wrote myself into the lore. With every song I kicked that door. Not to fool, not to boast, but to exist beyond the ghosts. They said I'd never matter much, that stories don't feed fire, but mine do. Mine burn. This is my oath, this is my fire, to stitch my name through broken liars. For all the ones the world ignored, I am the song, I am the sword. No throne, no fate, no noble brand, but still I stand, still I stand. And if they ask, tell them I sang, even when no one clapped.
You've been good to me tonight, so I'll repay you. with honesty, which is a terrible idea, but here we go. There was no dragon, no demon gate, just a farmer's shed and a twist of fate. No fire rain, no goblin scream, but it makes a better song, or so it seemed. I never wore steel, I wore a grin and bluffed my way through thick and thin. You cheered and drank and called me brave, but I just wanted some ale and a shave. So raise your glass, let lies abound. The truth's no fun when sung straight down. I bent the tale to suit the crowd, and you all cheered, so that's allowed. No king, no quest, no bloody crown, just a bard who didn't want to pay in town. The village siege, more like a cow that wandered in and kicked some plow. The grotto staff was just a stick, I carved the glow with a parlor trick. The queen I saved had saved my hide, then charged me thrice for the royal ride. But it's a better story if I swing and fight off beasts while I loudly sing. So raise your glass, let lies abound. The truth's no fun when sung straight down. I bent the tale to suit the crowd, and you all cheered, so that's allowed. No fame, no fate, no dragon flame, just a name I shout and a crowd to claim. I lied for laughs, I stayed for meat, I danced for coing, I stole this seat. You clapped along, I sang my name, and that, my friends, is the realest fame. So raise your glass, no need to frown. The bard came clean, now write it down. A fool with flair and no regret, the greatest liar you've ever met. The tankard's dry, the fire's low, but the tale lives on wherever I go. Another? Make it two, I might have a tale about a sea kraken and a cursed slipper. Well then, you stayed to the end. That says something about your taste or your ailment. Either way, I thank you. You laughed at the tale of the goblin stew. You cheered for the cave where the mushrooms grew. You cried or yawned at my oath so true, and sang when I swore it was all askew. You bought the myth, you poured the drink. You gave me time, a smile, a wink. You let me spin this ragged thread from dragon's high to tavern bed. So I'll raise this last to coin and cheer, to firelight soft and borrowed gear, to every soul who's felt unseen and found their place in a bard's dumb dream. I've no sword, no crown, no throne to find, but I've got stories and a damn good time. So here's to you, my rowdy crew, a warm fire and a lie or two. See you next time. I'll be the one stealing bread behind the stage. Na 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 na.